Today I would like to urge all women to go and get their yearly exams. And what I'm talking about is your gynecological exams, like your pap smears and your breast exams. Nobody likes going to the gynecologist. I'm really aware of this. I think everybody's aware. Nobody likes going to the gynecologist. But it's the lesser of two evils. Nobody likes going to the gynecologist, but nobody likes getting cancer either. I had put off my own exams for a while once, and I ended up with two different types of cancer, and it's not really a fun story. I didn't have to have, well, actually I didn't opt to have chemo, but you know, you have all of these things involved. Whenever you have cancer, you have options that you have to consider, ways to get rid of it, and things like chemo and radiation, all of these things that you have to consider that you don't want to consider, which are a lot less to weigh on your mind than going and getting an exam. In 2009, 84,115 women had some type of gynecological cancer. These are all preventable cancers with pap smears. These are all types of cancers that if you notice that you have anything, well, a lot of times they have symptoms that if you notice anything that seems a little strange to you, you can go and get a pap smear and go rule off these cancers. 84,115 women, and 20,813 of them died from these cancers. That means the rest of them, yes, the rest of them were treated, but it doesn't seem like very good. It doesn't sound like odds that I want to be a part of ever again. 1 in 8 women will develop some type of breast cancer within their lifetime. Breast cancer, I think most of us know someone with breast cancer, or some of us, or most of us know someone who has survived or died of breast cancer. Breast cancer touches everyone. The cause of cervical cancer, most cervical cancers, from what my doctor told me, all cervical cancers, is the HPV virus. The HPV virus is a human papilloma virus. They now have vaccinations that you can have to where you don't get this virus. I had cervical cancer. I think there's 4 stages of cervical cancer. There's 3 stages of precancer. I had level 3 of precancer, which they had actually, whenever I had a hysterectomy, they had actually cut into a glandular tumor accidentally because they didn't know it was there, because my cervical precancer had gotten out of control. So whenever they were trying to cut and remove that, they cut through a different type of cancer, which nobody should ever let any type of cancer go to the point whenever they think they're not feeling well or they think they're not sick. You should just go to the doctor and get checked out. You should never ever let any type of health problem escalate to the point where you have 2 different types of cancers or 2 different types of anything going on in your body. If you feel like you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. You know your body better than anyone else, and if the doctor doesn't listen to you, then you need to go back until they do. Go to a different doctor. Keep on going. If you feel like something's wrong with you, go. Because 84,115 women with gynecological cancers in 2009 is an astonishing number. That's a huge number. And again, no one does like going to the gynecologist. Nobody likes going to the dentist. You go to the dentist because you have to go to the dentist. Why do you go to the dentist? Because you don't want your teeth to rot out. Well, think of your insides in the same way. You don't want to go because you don't want to get drilled on. Well, go to the other, you do go because you don't want to get drilled on later on. You know, you don't want to have teeth that are rotting out and you have to get them drilled on. Well, the same thing with going to the doctor. Go to the doctor so you don't have to get cut. So you don't have to get cut open. That's not very much fun. And there are new types of mammograms. I hear a lot of women complaining because mammograms are uncomfortable, because they're painful. I'm 38. I've had, I think, 3 on the new machines. They don't hurt. They don't squish you in the same way as the old machine does. It's not the same thing. And here at our hospital at Navarro, it's very well set up. You know, it's a very comfortable room. They have a very comfortable dressing room. I think that for the most part that it's way less cold and impersonal than it used to be, for the most part. I think that most of these exams are way less clinical and cold than they used to be. Pap smears, they're not that bad. I mean, they're not that painful considering the alternative of not having a pap smear done. It's big deal not to have a pap smear done. If it can grow into all types of different types of gynecological cancers, and these cancers can spread to other areas of your body. You can develop a cancer that can get in your lymph nodes from any type of cancer. It can get in your blood, like what they did to me accidentally whenever they cut the tumor. I mentioned that they cut a tumor accidentally. What that does, that's the only way cancer spreads, is through the blood. So whenever they cut that tumor, automatically they made this huge mistake where I have free roaming cancer cells or whatever that could go anywhere in my body at any time. And the thing is that if I wouldn't have gone so long without going to the doctor whenever I had all of these signs and all of these symptoms, I was so tired. I was so tired, but I was having to get blood transfusions because my iron levels were so low. I had all of these signs and symptoms, and I ignored every one of them until they did that accidentally. And now I know that I have to go to my exams and everything to make sure it didn't come back. Most of us, in fact probably all of us, have known someone with cancer. Most of us, if not all of us, have seen someone die from cancer. And that should be a deterrent enough in itself. That should make you say, that's not what I want out of my life. That's not how I want it to go out. But then again, most of us also don't see ourselves in the light of this could be us, this could be us, this could be any one of us. And it's extremely important to get your exams and to go to the doctor. And the discomfort of an exam is much less than the discomfort of surgeries. And if you get all your screenings done as soon as possible, and then there's less worry on your mind. You don't have to worry about it anymore. The screening is the most important thing. It's the best way to ease your mind. And on my computer screen, which is actually where I have to film my video today because I didn't have my cell phone, but on my computer screen is a picture of me after surgery. And it was a pretty invasive surgery, but you don't want that to happen to you. What you want to do is you want to take care of yourself and go to your doctor and do everything that you're supposed to do in order to make sure that this is not you. And I hope that everybody goes and gets their screening as soon as possible. All right, thank you.